Hey everybody, welcome back to Evolved Equine Partnership. If you're new to my channel, I am Brooke and welcome. Today I'm going to be showing you guys how to work with a horse who is a little bit tricky to saddle. Today I will be working with Spirit. So for those of you who don't know who Spirit is, she is our 10-year-old Frisian Warmblood who we got about a year and a half ago, and when we got her she was green, very green and untrained. So we've made a lot of progress in the last year and a half, but we are still having a couple challenges. So one of those challenges is some saddling problems where she likes to walk around a lot and doesn't stand still the best. So we will be working through that today. Alright, so I'm going to just say a couple things before we start. Spirit is trained to ride. For those of you who don't know, she is a great horse under saddle. Um, Amazing, but when you go to saddle her, she does have a couple issues where she gets really antsy. And yes, I know, Missy is over there doing something she shouldn't. And she gets a little bit antsy and she kind of walks in circles, she walks away, and it makes it really hard to saddle her. So I've put some thought into this, and I've realized that I feel like the reason that she does it is not because she doesn't want to be saddled or because it's a behavioral problem. I think that it comes from her past. Um, so when we bought Spirit, we were told that when she was 4 years old, um, they threw a saddle on her out of nowhere and jumped on her and got bucked off. So a couple of the stories of when we bought Spirit didn't line up fully, but that's okay because she's ours now. She is an incredible horse, but that goes to show me that as soon as she sees that saddle coming, it might kind of bring back some of those memories because, like, I mean, I don't know why someone would just think to get a 4 year old horse that's never really done anything and throw a saddle on it and get on it. I mean, that doesn't seem very smart to me. But like, imagine that from Spirit's perspective, right? That's probably not like the best feeling or memory in the world. So that's why we're going to be working through it with her. And one of the biggest things to keep in mind is if your horse is antsy to saddle, check your saddle fit. Does your saddle properly fit your horse? Because if they like realize that when they're being ridden in a saddle, they're being caused pain, then they're probably going to react when you go to put the saddle on them. So, check your saddle fits, get a saddle fitter out. This saddle does fit Spirit. It was fit by a saddle fitter. Um, Also, like, is your horse having bad experiences while being ridden? For Spirit, yes, that was a bad experience in her past of having a saddle on. But now Spirit loves being ridden. Like we go out on trail rides, she marches out and she's all happy. It's just the saddling part for her. And she's very comfortable once you get the saddle on and start doing it. She used to be cinchy, but she isn't anymore because it was a it wasn't a behavioral problem. It was actually a physical problem where she was in pain when getting cinched up. So once we had a body worker come out and work on her a couple times, that problem is now solved. So now it's just the actual putting the saddle on part. Good girl. Good. So I can already kind of see her eye changes and her whole body language changes, and she's not so sure about it. That's your saddle pad. Good girl. I'm going to really go at it with a calm energy because if I go at it with a harsh energy, it's just going to make her more anxious. Good girl. Ooh. Good job. Good. Good girl. We're going to do some approach and retreat here. So, some pressure and release as well. Put it on, take it off, release the pressure. Good girl. Good girl. Good. And you can start on either side. I believe in what you do on one side, you have to do on the other. So I'm going to start on the left right now because it's just more comfortable for me. And then I'll make sure that I do move to the right. So now I'm going to try kind of walking up to her to put it on and kind of start building confidence with that. Making sure that when you're walking up to your horse, you really have a calm energy to you, because if you walk up kind of really fast and your energy is raised, that's too much pressure. That's too much energy for a horse, and they're gonna, of course, move away. So you just want to have a really calm energy to you. Good girl. Good. Good girl. Good. Good job. You're a good girl. So now an important thing is, when I was getting all my stuff out and bringing my saddle out here, I thought maybe I should bring some cookies with me. And I took a minute to think about it. Sorry, my nose is running. And I thought about it, and I was like, you know what? If I wanted to use cookies as positive reinforcement, it would almost be kind of only making her have trust in the saddle and the saddle pad for the cookies, right? And only standing there tolerating it for the cookies. So you kind of have to really think about things like, now maybe in a couple days when she's more comfortable with it, I could give her a treat after I put the saddle on. But right now she needs to be building trust with me putting the saddle and saddle pad on, instead of me putting it on for her to get the cookie, if that makes sense. Now, there are some things I definitely love to use positive reinforcement cookies for. Definitely. But also there are some things where I'd rather build the trust on me, the saddle, and the saddle pad right now, instead of like her tolerating it for the cookies. That was a nice release, so I'm going to take that away. If you kind of understand, what I'm saying. Good girl. So what she did there was, I kind of heard her mouth move. I'm not sure if she yawned, licked, and chewed, but she also, there. So now she's licking and chewing. She shook her head, and so that kind of shows to me she's processing. So I'm gonna pull it away from her, and give her a release and reward. Good girl. Hey? What's that? Good. I'm gonna wait till her attention is back on me. There, good girl. Lots of processing to do. So that also tells me that this this is a lot caused by an event that had happened, which probably would be when she was 4 years old, all of a sudden getting saddled and someone hopped on her. Good girl. You're so tall. Good girl. I'm not going to worry about getting it all lined up, because I'm going to pull it off anyway, so. Good girl. Nice yawn. We're going to pull it all off. And now we restart the process again. Good girl. Good girl.
Now that I am editing this video, there are a couple things I want to add. There you can see that she yawned, so I pulled the saddle off as a release. At this point, I think that she was really starting to feel comfortable with telling me how she actually really felt. So you can see here, as soon as I went and faced her with the saddle, she decided that it was a little bit too much pressure. Which, that is totally okay, because that's telling me that when I face her with the saddle, it's too much pressure and she's not quite ready to accept it. Once again, you can see that she's not quite comfortable with me facing her with the saddle. Here, she is totally fine, but as soon as I turn and face her, she walks off.
So I think an important part here is, the reason I'm not doing this tied is because I want her to feel the freedom that she can leave whenever she wants. And so that's what I've been doing, is I've just been kind of letting her leave whenever she wants. And that really shows me where she's at. Because if I had her tied right now, she probably would feel like she can't leave. And that's not what I want. I want her to feel like she can leave, and she can tell me if it's too much. And we always work where the horse's comfort level is.
You want to make sure that you meet your horse where they are, and you work in their comfort zone, and then you can expand from there and build more trust. To me, it looks like she was about to walk away here, and I realized that right away, and I backed away, taking the pressure off. In the actual video, I didn't really explain this very well, so I'll explain it now with the voiceover. I don't want to push her away, and I don't want to put that much pressure on her that it pushes her away. So if I can release before she walks away, then that is amazing. I want to set her up for success, and by doing that, I can release the pressure before she feels like she has to leave the pressure, if any of that makes sense. I was wanting to make sure that I found a really good place to end with Spirit before ending our session today, and this was the perfect spot.
There. That was exactly what I was waiting for. She did a nice big sigh and then she licked and chewed. So we are going to end right there. It was a positive, good note where she released and sighed, and I took the saddle away, and we're going to end there for today, and we will come back tomorrow and the next couple days, and we will continue working on this. All right, thank you guys so much for watching. I hope you guys enjoyed, and we will do a part 2, day 2 kind of thing where we work on it again. Thank you guys for watching, and I will see you guys next time. Bye!